Hi, I'm Rebecca, and welcome to my podcast, Smashing Through with Rebecca.x. I am so excited you're here on this episode. Topics include life, business, mindset, full of kick-ass content and high energy. Enjoy the podcast, and remember, you too can smash through and keep going always. Seasons of inspiration are different for absolutely everybody. I know that I can sit here and be inspired by just looking out my window and looking at the park, but for you, it may be different. So, in the best way possible, I'm going to share with you all of the different ideas that I have in my brain because I love to riff off things, okay? Nothing's written down, but kind of, give you ideas of how to bring the muse more in for you to be inspired and for you to be creative with everything that you're doing. And the one thing that I find is that I always have a little tiny notebook next to me that I actually write in. So anything that pops into my head, whether it be in the middle of the night or during the day or while I'm working with a client or a project or doing anything, I always write it down because I'm going to forget it. You know what I mean? Have you been there? Have you forgotten something? You thought something really good, you didn't write it down, or you didn't put it into a note app on your phone. And I have Evernote on my phone, and you didn't write it down, and the next minute you're forgetting it, and it's like, what was that? And you seriously can't remember it. So the thing is, with inspiration, it comes when you're least expecting it as well. You could be get out for a walk, you could be anywhere. So voice notes, anything like that on the phone is good as well, not just paper notebook. I'm a paper and pen girl, so that's the thing. But you're going to be full of ideas and you're going to be inspired by different things, whether it's going to the beach, going for a walk in nature, being on a treadmill at the gym, anything like that. The inspiration muse will come in and you'll be inspired to do something or say something, or you could be sat in a meeting and then you'll get this light bulb moment. So if you've been there where you've got this idea and you're like, I've got to say it. So write it down first, make sure that it's out your head on paper so you don't forget it. But know that inspiration really, really can ooze, it can grow and everything, and it can come at any moment in time, okay? And if an idea actually doesn't resonate with you, okay, you can actually release and let it go and go, actually, that doesn't align with what I'm doing, it doesn't make sense, blah, blah, blah. So you can have a little debate and have a little meeting in your head if you want to, have a little board meeting in your head with the muse and go, actually, it doesn't align, you know what I mean? But you've got to sit back and actually enjoy the inspiration, that let it flow to you, And a lot of times, are you ready? A lot of times the inspirational muse can't come to you because you've got so much going on. You've got so much, should we say, noise going on, whether it's people, situations, work, things like that. It's all going on. So it's actually blocking the creative muse and the inspirational muse coming to you to give you their ideas. You know what I mean? You can actually plant your own seeds and have your own ideas and sit there and just, some of them can actually, when you brainstorm these ideas and the inspiration that you've got, you may come up with one idea and then it'll just go off like a spider diagram, and then you'll just be like, oh, I can do this and this and this and this and this, which is why I always say write this stuff down or speak it out in a voice note and save it on your phone on an app or anything like that, because things can actually grow, and the more positive vibes that you bring in and the action you take on the inspiration is the most important thing. So allowing everything to flow in is feminine energy. It's all about flow and ease and letting it just trust the process. Let the inspirational muse come in, the creative muses can come in and help you with everything, and allow yourself to just flow and allow yourself to, have these ideas flowing in, these inspirational things coming in, okay? And as I said, just release and let go the ones that don't align. You don't have to do it straight away. Just write them down and then go over them later. Because then what you're doing is that you're actually going to start stepping into the masculine energy of practical action, of taking the actionable steps, even if it's baby steps. And you may not know, even some inspirational things that come to you, you may not know how to do them, and that's okay. just write them down anyway. It doesn't matter, okay? Just write them all down. But it can actually help you to really expand either yourself, your business, you'll learn stuff. So some inspirational ideas could be music. Some inspirational ideas could be, to get your creative juices flowing, your inspirational muse going, is that looking through photographs. You can look through photographs either on your phone or old school, you've got them printed out like I do. You can actually look through and go, oh, actually, that's given me an idea. And then you can write it down. Looking through magazines, going through old notebooks that you've got with loads of different things that you've jotted down, anything like that can bring you ideas. Having a conversation with someone, listen to a podcast like this, or listen or watching a program or a YouTube video or something, or a movie, anything can bring on stuff like that. Listen to something on the radio, going for a walk in nature, a smell can actually inspire you to go, oh, and it might actually trigger something of something you've forgotten, or that idea that you didn't write down in the middle of the day that you're going to go back to and you've now remembered it because you heard something. You heard a word, you heard music, you smelt something, your senses have all kicked in and everything else. But it really helps to allow yourself to be open to the prospect of the inspiration flowing in you in the first place. So don't be cut off. Don't be kind of, no, I'm not doing this. This is silly, blah, 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 blah. You need to be receptive. You need to have your arms open wide to say, yes, I'm available. You know what I mean? And you can just say it. You don't have to literally put your arms open wide like I've got mine now. And it's like, yes, more of this, thank you, thank you, thank you. But, sometimes when you're lacking inspiration, motivation, hope and creative ideas and stuff, it's because you're overstretched. It's because you're overwhelmed by everything that you've got. You've got 50 million things going on in your head, okay? And you're thinking about this and you're stressed about this and you've got overwhelm of this. The other thing that I would love you to do is, if you're in that moment, make a list of everything that's icky, that you're thinking about, that you're stressing about, that you're overthinking, credit card bill, things like that, anything. Just write it all down, get it out your head. Therefore, you've got more capacity for the inspirational muse to come in and actually guide you and actually help you to listen. Because kind of, if you've got all this noise going on, as I mentioned before, it can really throw you off course, so that nothing comes to you and you're making yourself sit down. You know what I mean? And the thing is that I find is that inspiration comes, as I said at the beginning, inspiration can come at any moment. So you don't have to physically make yourself sit down and go, right, this is my inspirational 5 minutes. Give it to me. What are my creative ideas? It doesn't work like that. Sometimes it just pops in your head. So that is why it's ideal to have a notebook next to you so that you can just go, oh, okay, hang on a minute, and then write it down. I do that with clients, I do it with friends, I do it with, and I'm like, hang on a minute, I've got to write this down. And it's not being rude because you're interrupting the conversation. You've actually got an amazing inspirational idea. You're writing it down and it's amazing, but you've got to set the intention to allow the inspiration to flow to you. You've got to be open and ready to receive, and you might be inspired by those surrounding you as well, by people that you follow, people you look up to, your friends, your family, whoever, your clients, your customers, your mentors, coaches, all of this. But it is all about that, knowing that everything in life that you are looking at, that you are using right now, that you are listening with, was all inspired by an idea. Okay, so know that they've shown you, they're living proof that you can do this, it's really good. But it is all about bringing the fun and creativity into it as well. So don't feel and put pressure on yourself. Don't feel as though you're, you've got to put yourself like, you've got to do this and it's all like fists and grr and you've got to do it. Bring in the positivity, allow that to grow and expand, allow that to flourish, allow that to really, really grow everything, okay? And if you pop onto my website, Rebecca.x, go into the journal section and you'll be able to see this guided journals there to help you clear any blocks, clear any old belief patterns in order to be open and more ready to receive the inspiration, because she can come at any time. All of that inspiration can come at any time. It's absolutely amazing. So you always have choices in what you do. So the things that come to you that you've written down that aren't in alignment with you, just go, okay, thank you for that, but not right now. And kind of cross it off. but kind of don't cross it off that you can't see the words, because you may come back to that notebook in a couple of years' time and it may be in alignment with you, and then the idea is already there. So know that inspiration is everywhere. It's waiting for you to grab with both hands and run with it. You can plant your own seeds. You can be inspired by so many different things. And I wish you all the best. I'll see you on the next podcast.